Final Cut Pro finally has animated subtitles. This is one feature I've been asking for a long time, and it's finally here. In this video, I'll show you how to add animated subtitles, make them look great, and even add subtitles in other languages before translating them into English. There's some really cool additions in this update, so let's jump in. Adding subtitles in Final Cut Pro is super easy. Just select the clip you want subtitles for, right-click, hover over Generate Captions, and choose Subtitles. In just a few seconds, Final Cut Pro analyzes your dialogue and adds a text automatically. It places everything above your timeline using its own dedicated subtitles role. The results are also much better than they used to be.
I think a classic moment for this team would have been our first tournament, which would have been about a year ago.
In previous versions, Final Cut Pro made quite a few mistakes when generating subtitles. I'm guessing Apple upgraded the language model because now it's surprisingly accurate. By default, the subtitles are pretty plain, and sometimes that's all you need. But you can also change how they look and add animation so the text appears in sync with your dialogue. Select one subtitle clip, then press Command A to select all of them. This is another nice little update. Instead of selecting everything in your timeline, Final Cut Pro recognizes that you're editing subtitles and only selects your subtitles clips. It's a small change, but it's a nice time saver. Over in the title inspector, you can change the look of your subtitles to match your style. The first thing I like to do is add animation. You have 4 options: fade,
I think that really kind of bonded us together.
Scale,
We had some injuries, we had some laughs,
highlight,
but it was just kind of one of those moments where
and fill.
we weren't just playing against each other in the gym.
Personally, highlight is my favorite, so I'll switch back to that one. You can also adjust the animation units, font, size, color, and a lot more. At the bottom, you'll also find a vertical social media save checkbox. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Before we do, I want to show you another way you can style your subtitles. And this one gives you a lot more options than your default preset. Besides the default subtitle style that comes with Final Cut Pro, you can also use almost any title preset as your default subtitle style. For example, I can select one of my MCaptions presets from MotionVFX, right-click it, and make it my default subtitle. Now, when I generate subtitles, they'll automatically use that style instead of Final Cut Pro's default. It's a really easy way to get a completely different look.
The funniest moment that gets brought up a lot is Kevin being our bus driver.
The downside is that these title presets weren't designed specifically for subtitles. Because of that, they don't include the same animation controls as dedicated subtitle presets. I'll delete these for now. If you're looking for more than just a single preset that comes with Final Cut Pro, my friend Dylan Bates has you covered. Anyways, Dylan came out with Pro Subtitles, a pack of more than 50 presets built specifically for Final Cut Pro. I'll leave a link for it down below. Just hover over the presets until you find the one you like, right-click it, and make it your default subtitle. Now, every time you generate subtitles, they'll automatically use that style. Just like Apple's default preset, everything is fully adjustable.
The funniest moment that gets brought up a lot is Kevin being our bus driver. That will be a forever joke.
Dylan has come out with some amazing presets. I'm pretty sure he's locked away in a dungeon somewhere in Utah making more. I think that's where he's from. Anyways, let's go back to the vertical social media save option. As you probably guessed, it's designed for vertical video. Right now, it only works with Final Cut Pro's default subtitle preset. To switch back, open the Titles and Generators browser, scroll down to Subtitles, right-click the default preset, and make it your default. Then, generate your subtitles again, and select them all. Now, turn on the vertical social media save checkbox in the Titles inspector. This automatically moves your text higher and slightly to the left, so it doesn't get covered by social media buttons. It's a really handy feature if you're posting social media videos. If you're posting to social media, here's one more thing I'd recommend. Delete your subtitles and press Command-, to open Final Cut Pro settings. Under the Editing tab, change the subtitle duration to 0.5 or even 0.25 seconds. This breaks the text down into much smaller chunks. Now, when you generate subtitles again, each one is much shorter. This gives you room to make the text bigger, which is much easier to read on a phone. Press Command A to select everything, add an animation, increase the font size, and turn on vertical social media safe. Since so many people watch with the sound off, subtitles are almost a must.
The funniest moment that gets brought up a lot is Kevin being our bus driver. That would be a forever joke.
Next, let's look at subtitles in different languages. In the Final Cut Pro 12.3 release notes, Apple says captions and subtitles are available only in US English. But when I tested it, that wasn't actually the case. I have a clip in my timeline. It's been recorded in Spanish.
Trato de entender lo que hablan.
Without really thinking about it, I generated subtitles. And to my surprise, it worked perfectly.
Trato de entender lo que hablan porque mi inglés no es bueno, pero trato de incluirme y...
This was great, but for this project, I needed English subtitles instead. After trying a few different things, I found a pretty simple workflow. Here's the catch. Final Cut Pro lets you convert captions into subtitles, but not subtitles into captions. So here's what we're going to do. We'll generate a closed captions file, export it, translate it to English, import it back into Final Cut Pro, then convert those translated captions into subtitles. Adding closed captions is just as easy as adding subtitles. Right-click your clip, choose Generate Captions, then select Closed Captions. Next, go to File, Export Closed Captions, choose a temporary location, and click Export. We're now ready to translate this file. For translating, I like using ChatGPT. Just drop the captions file into ChatGPT and ask it to translate everything from Spanish into English. I also asked ChatGPT to make sure each caption is no longer than 2 seconds, or even shorter if you change that setting. Once it's finished, download the new captions file. Head back into Final Cut Pro and choose File, Import, Closed Captions. Select the translated file and import it as a new captions role. Then, single-click one caption, press Command A to select them all, right-click, and choose Duplicate Captions to Subtitles. In just a couple of clicks, your translated captions become subtitles. From there, you can adjust the animation and appearance however you like.
Trato de entender lo que hablan porque mi inglés no es bueno, pero trato de incluirme y me cuesta un poco hablarlo, pero sí entiendo mucho lo que dicen. Y al menos dejo entenderme un poco.
It's a bit of a workaround, but honestly, it's pretty simple. And once you've done it once, the whole process takes only a couple minutes. Hopefully Apple adds this in a future update. Along with animated subtitles, Final Cut Pro 12.3 also adds a bunch of other great features like smart masks, edit detections, and more. I'll be covering all of them in my upcoming videos, so if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.